I'm at a bit of a loss for words. Let's see if we're live. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody here? Oh my goodness. So, I'll just give you guys a bit of context. I was out today. I was having a great time, and then I got home and I had a change of clothes, and then I get on Twitter, and all of a sudden I realize for some reason I haven't been getting notified about all of the movie news that was happening. Luckily, I'm only 25 minutes late to this specific announcement. It's official, and I mean really official, officially announced by Warner Brothers and HBO Max, which, by the way, is going to be called Max now, which to me is the absolute stupidest name change I have ever witnessed. HBO has given us some of the best content. I'm not sure why they would want to remove themselves from the streaming service. I don't know if that's a Warner Brothers Discovery merger situation. I don't know why that's the case. It doesn't seem like a good strategy to me. The main news is I did a live stream almost a week ago talking about this Harry reboot and how this show could be huge, but it also could be a huge mess up. And it's confirmed. We are getting a Harry Potter TV show on HBO Max, or I should say Max, and it's going to be one season per book. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do it yearly or really, really quickly as the kids get older, because you would want to do it the same way that Harry Potter did. I I honestly have no idea. Grizzly says it's lagging a bit. Oh no, you guys, is it lagging? Is it okay? Let me know. If it is, I will, try to come up with a situation on my Wi-Fi. Is it lagging? Is it lagging for you guys? Can anybody else chime in? It doesn't seem to be lagging for me. Grizzly, maybe check your Wi-Fi connection, but I do really hope that it's not an issue because my previous live stream, actually the one I did before that, the Star Wars one about Star Wars Celebration, the second half of the live stream on YouTube is just in such poor quality, and I don't understand why. Grizzly says, any news about the cast? Not yet, but they've basically, this news is that they've officially ordered it, which means it's greenlit, it's happening. This is what, like, there's no praying for it to not happen now. It's happening. And it's, I don't know, it's very interesting to me. Brandon says it's a shame we'll never get to see the fourth and fifth Fantastic Beast films. It started off really strong with the first, in my opinion. I personally really like the Fantastic Beast movies. Not everybody else did. That's just all I have to say. Random Andy's channel says it's no longer HBO Max, it's just Max. I was just talking about that. I think that's the stupidest marketing decision on the planet. Again, HBO has a really good track record, so removing the title off of the streaming service just seems, it just seems dumb to me. I'm gonna be honest. The Geek Ledger says, "Oh, I really like your handle. I'm so excited for all of it. Finally getting a 100% faithful adaptation of the books as much as I love the movies instead of the kind of cutting up and condensing of the books that happened." Well, that is the one thing that I'm excited for. I want to see Tom Riddle flashbacks. I want to see a lot more of the mystery surrounding Barty Crouch Jr. and Goblet of Fire. I want to see the stuff we lost from the Deathly Hallows. I want to see Peeves. I want to see more Dobby as they were in the books. And so I am really excited for this, but I am very scared. You are never going to replace Daniel Radcliffe. And God bless the girl who tries to replace Emma Watson as Hermione. I mean, the pressure on whoever they cast is going to be so immense, and I genuinely feel bad for the children they're going to cast. I honestly do, because all that's going to happen to them is that they're going to be compared to the previous cast, and people are really attached to them. Like, I'm telling you guys, Harry Potter was my safe haven when I was a kid. It was what I grew up on before I got obsessed with movies and Star Wars and music, etc., etc. Harry Potter was my safe place. And so, especially those movies, I only started getting into the books a little after I started watching maybe the first three. And so, I don't know. Elliot says HBO saying the series will be a decade long. Really? So 10 years? 10 years to shoot? Galaxy Boy says, I've never seen Harry Potter. Should I watch it? Because, like you with Star Wars, I've always disliked it, but with no reason. Yes, you should, Galaxy Boy. Do it for me. You've been a supporter of my channel for a really long time, so do it for me. I'll ask you this favor. Nate says, I just hope they don't end up doing this for all the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings movies too. Oh man, can you imagine if they tried to reboot the original Star Wars trilogy? That would be a war zone. That would be absolutely hilarious. I wouldn't want to see it. Random Andy's channel says Colin Farrell getting more and more recognition and him getting a series for his great character of the Penguin. Finally, he's getting the right recognition he's deserved that he didn't get for years. I totally agree. I love Colin Farrell, by the way. His film with Barry Keoghan, called the Killing of a Sacred Deer, is amazing, and we'll get to the Penguin later on in this live stream. Brandon says, "I need an hour and a half Vernon at Goring's episode." Oh goodness. The Geek Ledger says, I mean, they've ordered 7 seasons, 1 book per season. The decade they're referring to includes production and stuff. Yeah, I guess so. But I also really hope that they don't rush it. And also, before I continue to read your comments, there is one thing that I'd like to point out. In this little teaser that they revealed, I know it could mean nothing, but they used the same logo and they use the same exact outline of Hogwarts. Does this mean that you're not rebooting the way Hogwarts looks? Does this mean that you're using the same exact logo as the films? Because that would be very interesting. It's clever. It's clever on a marketing standpoint. But if I see characters standing in the Great Hall that I am so used to seeing other people standing at, that I stood at twice when I went to Leesden Studios, I am gonna make comparisons. That would just be even more jarring, if you guys get what I mean. If you don't reboot Hogwarts or any of the locations and you're just rebooting the cast, it will be jarring. Even though I don't want them to reboot Hogwarts, I don't want them to change it up one bit. That would make all of my Lego sets obsolete. I don't want that. I don't want my memories to become obsolete. Galaxy Boy says, "Okay, is that a promise? You better promise me." Random Andy says, "10 years long, as in they will do a season per year." Yeah, but as I was saying, it's 7 seasons, 7 books. Twerk for Work says, "Are they bringing back the original cast?" No, they're not. No, they're not. I thought they were going to bring back Tom Felton, who plays Draco Malfoy, to play Lucius Malfoy, to play his dad, and bring back Daniel Radcliffe to play James Potter. That would be perfect, but they're not doing that. No, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I feel like that would make the audience a bit more accepting of this new franchise. And you guys need to remember, if the fan base isn't in on it, I mean, if they watch a couple of episodes and hate it, that's going to be a disaster because they are probably going to be investing like 100 million per season. There is no way that it would be any less. What was the budget for House of the Dragon season 1? That show was mostly politics and politicking. Yet, just a few dragon scenes and all of the sets that they had to build cost what? It was a lot. Galaxy Boy says, if they rebooted the original trilogy, I'd be so angry with Disney. Yeah. Nate says, I want a new Harry Potter show where the protagonist is Bulgarian Bon Victor Crumb. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine? That would be fun. I like Victor Crumb, by the way. Random Andy says, I mean, why change it? People are going to be watching and saying, I don't like this. The movies did it better. Guarantee that's why. Well, yeah, you do have a point. But I do think it would be jarring. Do you see what I mean? It would be, for me personally, really, really strange. The Geek Ledger says no, they haven't started production of the show yet. They have specified that all the design and costuming and stuff will be rebooting. They are just using the movie's visuals as a placeholder. Interesting. The Geek Ledger also says 20 million per episode for House of the Dragon. The Harry Potter budget must be even more than that because there's the visual effects of magic and stuff. Oh man, I would not want to be on that team. Honestly, I really don't. Grizzly says, I don't want them to change the castle too much. It's too iconic. I hope they add more than completely changing it. You know what I would like to see? Common rooms. Give us the Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff common rooms. Now that we're getting this, I can put in my requests. I think every Harry Potter fan should be entitled to one little detail. Just give me a second to drink some water before I start talking about the other stuff that HBO decided to do. Sorry, Max. Stay hydrated, you guys. They've stated that David Zaslav wanted a budget on par with Amazon's Lord of the Rings show. No! No, that's not a good idea. Have you guys seen how that show went? Just because something has a huge budget doesn't mean it's going to be successful. You guys wouldn't want that. I mean, I don't know. It would be great for us fans, but if the show doesn't perform well, They will have to lower the budget as time passes by, and that would mean that the show would just get, like, lesser in quality, so that would be strange. Brandon says, "Thoughts on today's Mandalorian episode? I loved it. Should I speak on it? I filmed my reaction. Should I speak on it? Let's just say it was maybe my favorite Mandalorian episode of all time. It made up for a couple of the other episodes we got in the season. Uh, the person who appeared, I was very happy with that. And the people who appeared, knowing me, I don't really want to spoil, but let's just say you guys know how much I love the sequels. I was very happy. It was a really great episode. I really loved it. I really, really truly did. Grizzly says, also, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. If Max really wanted it to hit, they should use that to their advantage because the details are amazing. Interesting. Take the layout and the interiors from Hogwarts Legacy. So then, when people watch the show, they can feel nostalgic for the game. That's manipulation. I love it. I love it, you guys. Who said that? Who said that? Grizzly, yeah, you're a genius. You're a genius. I think that would be a great idea. Random Andy says Lord of the Rings was successful for the most part. Looking forward to season two. From what I heard, the show was successful, but it wasn't successful enough to counter the budget. That's what I heard. And also with the reception of it, I mean, people were pissed. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I think majority didn't enjoy it, or let's say the majority of social media didn't enjoy it. So I was hearing, like for example, when it was coming out, I was hearing a lot of positive about House of the Dragon and a lot of negative about Lord of the Rings, including some friends of mine who are real big Lord of the Rings fans. But I don't know you guys, and I haven't seen the show, so. Torque for Work says, Nassau, have you played the Hogwarts game? Next month. That's the plan. That's the plan. Did you notice Hux's dad in the meeting at the start? I didn't notice it, but I read about it later. And I wouldn't have known, even though that guy is somewhat related to Brendan Gleeson, I still wouldn't have known. It is Brendan Gleeson, right? But yeah, anyways, you guys, that is the Harry Potter story. I really hope the show does well. I really hope it does. But to be honest with you, I just yeah, I honestly have no idea. Caden says the fact that this show is going to have a new score, how can it compare to the scores of the movies? How are you going to replace John Williams? Are you going to get John Williams back? Because as you just pointed it out, Cadence, if they don't use the original theme music, that's also going to be strange. I'm realizing now how much you cannot redo these things. You just can't. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I kind of wish this show never existed. It just got announced, and I kind of wish it never existed. It's just my fear. You know what? I'm just gonna be open and honest. It's my fear. I don't want them to ruin something that meant the world to me, and I don't want to seem like an entitled Star Wars fan on Twitter because I've been harping on those kinds of people for ages now. So I don't want to be that kind of guy. But it would be as if they rebooted the original trilogy because that's what they're doing. They're not creating new Harry Potter content. They are rebooting the stuff that we know and love. Daniel Radcliffe is not going to be Harry. Oh my god. Just you know what? The only thing I will accept Adam Driver as Snape. This is what I've been saying for a year now. Adam Driver as Professor Snape. He is the only Snape I will accept. And Helen Mirren as Professor McGonagall, by the way. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, and Richard Harris. No, Richard Harris is the dad. Jared Harris, who is Richard Harris's son, as Dumbledore. Richard Harris was the original Dumbledore who passed away. His son, Jared Harris, is a really good actor. He was in Chernobyl, and I just think he would be great. Also, because he's his son. Leo says, imagine if they animated the series reboot instead of live action. I think that would be slightly more acceptable, but let's see. Random Andy says they won't ruin it because you always have the originals. So if it's bad, you can ignore the new stuff and keep on watching the originals. Andy, you are so right. You know what? That was a ray of positivity. Yeah. The Geek Ledger says, get the guy who scored the game. The game score was incredible. I haven't listened to it. Really interesting. Random Andy says some people only watched 3 episodes of Lord of the Rings and gave up on it. Literally, people didn't give it a chance, and it gets even better after episode 4. People don't have patience anymore these days. I mean, this is the TikTok generation, you guys. I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm just, I'm just saying. Oliver Mercer says, I did read that Emma Watson talked to Warner Brothers not to follow up on The Cursed Child. Huh. I mean, really? Emma Watson's career is doing pretty okay right now. I'm surprised that she'd want to come back to it, to be honest with you. Torque for Work says maybe we'll get to see Voldemort's origin story. We will if they're faithful to the books, because then we're going to get Half Blood Prince content, all of those flashbacks. Oh, man. I'm really interested to see how this unfolds. Anyway, second story, we got the trailer for the Penguin. It's not really a trailer, it's kind of an in production trailer, but I am really happy for Colin Farrell. The Batman was my favorite movie of 2022. I think that movie is pure gold, and I think Matt Reeves is an amazing director, and his world of Gotham is fantastic. And so, any more content that we get from that is stuff I'm going to love. And we also apparently got word of a new George R. R. Martin Westeros TV show about a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm surprised that they didn't say anything on the Jon Snow show. I thought that was happening, but apparently they didn't speak on it, and that's interesting. There was a rumor that they're also doing a show on the Sea Snake from House of the Dragon. I just think focus on one and move on. Right now we have House of the Dragon. If I was Max, not HBO Max, if I was Max, I would just focus on House of the Dragon for now and not rush things. The last time they rushed three different pilots, one of them completely got scrapped. It was a Naomi Watts Westeros show, and that completely got, scrapped before it even saw the light of day. And apparently they spent millions on that. So I don't know you guys. But yeah, I'm really, really happy about the Penguin. I think it's going to be absolutely great. I will be reacting to it, inshallah, if Max, not HBO, isn't really strict with the C word. I don't like to say it because I feel like it's a jinx on my channel. Torque for Work says, "Did you watch Top Gun Maverick? If so, what's your thoughts?" I thought it was a really good movie. It's not really my genre of film, but I did have a good time watching it. However, I would never watch it again just simply because it's just not my genre of film. I mean, it's not the kind of thing that I would be able to rewatch, but I do think it's really great. Visually, it's stunning. I watched it in IMAX and I thought it was really fun. The Geek Ledger says, I think they specified that the new Game of Thrones story is a miniseries. It's not a full show. It's getting one season. That's really exciting. I mean, I guess that would be really cool. I just don't necessarily understand why that would come in the middle of House of the Sure. Random Andy's channel says the footage they shot for the series from the teaser looked great. I totally agree. Cinematography on point. And again, anything with Colin Farrell is a plus. He's such a genuine sweetheart. I really want to watch the Banshees of Inisherin. Also, because Barry Keoghan got nominated best supporting actor at the Oscars for that, and I met him, and he was so kind to me, and so I do feel like I owe it to him to watch that. Leo says chances are they'll make Voldemort look more scary with a snake-like face and red eyes. That is one thing that I did consider because this is going to be on Max. It's such a stupid name. I'm sorry. Because it's going to be on Max, I do think it's going to be a bit darker. I think they can go more mature. I think we can see more blood and we can see more gore. We can see the basilisk just chopping people in half instead of petrifying them. I'm only joking, but yeah, I think it could be interesting. I am just very very scared. Twerk for Works. Oh my goodness. I mean, I really appreciate your support, but you got to change your name. Says, I live in London and really love watching your videos. Do you live in Dubai? I live in Abu Dhabi, which is an hour away from Dubai. It's just one of the Emirates in the United Arab Emirates. Dubai is another one of them. But yeah, I go there on weekends. So yeah, kind of. You can kind of say so. But yeah, does anybody have anything else that they would like to add on today's live stream? I'm trying not to go further than 25 minutes because last time when I went over 25 minutes, the quality really got lower. And so I'm praying that that's not the case. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add? Also, stay hydrated, you guys. Man. Grizzly says, I got tired of explaining Abu Dhabi and Dubai, so I just say Dubai. Are you from here too, Grizzly? What? The Geek Ledger says, I highly expect the show to be TV PG and slowly move towards TV 14 as the show goes on. It will probably age with the audience. That would be really cool. Just like the films. Grizzly says, yeah, Wow! Message me on Instagram, man. Random Andy's channel says, "Did you see the Sympathizer trailer for Max? Robert Downey Jr. looks great in playing multiple roles." No, I did not, but I saw a Kate Winslet trailer for a show, and Winslet is a superstar. If anybody hasn't watched Mayor of Easttown on Max, you guys should check it out. I'm not gonna stop this. I should probably get off live because I'm gonna keep making this same joke over and over. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope you guys are excited for this new Harry Potter reboot show. I'm so sorry if my language was a bit slurred today. I'm just really tired. I didn't expect to go live today, but all of the announcements just went absolutely crazy. Random Andy's channel says, like the Allen joke. What? I never overused the Allen joke. It was worth it. It was deserved. That movie was an abomination. Still not as bad as Jurassic World Dominion. Oh man. Oliver Mercer says, I'm intrigued regarding the Daisy Ridley news. I like your Star Wars location vids, dude. I'm from the UK. God bless you, Oliver. We go to the UK every year in the summer. We love it there. So I'm really intrigued about the Daisy Ridley news too. Grizzly says, "Yeah, I've been a fan since 2020. I changed my handle. It used to be my name is Lola, by the way." Oh, yes! Now I know who you are. Truck for Work says, "Alan!" All right, you guys. I am fried. I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you guys joined me, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all so, so, so much for watching. Let's see where this Harry Potter show goes. I will be covering it every step of the way, inshallah. I promise. Random Maddie says, "You looking forward to Barbie?" Yes, way more than Oppenheimer. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I need to think of another freeze frame because, it just, see? When you click end stream, it says your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. And then you have to click it again and do an action pose for fun.